Welcome to a look at the top 10 real-time strategy games coming up in 2018. In 20,000 Leagues Above the Clouds, you're the captain of an airship on a steampunk voyage across the seven skies. This is a real-time strategy game with strong RPG elements where you can trade, mine, go on missions, or even turn pirate. And the game is beautiful. At the start of the game, you arrive in Pine Fjord, and as you travel throughout the world, you'll come across cities with skyports where you can dock your airship for supplies and upgrades. The ships are very customizable. Different types of ships, different types of weapons. You can change the colours, the flags. As you travel from city to city, every now and then you'll bump into friendly Pine Fjordians who might ask you to do them a favour or two. Those favours, however, will soon pull you into a worldwide crisis, and circumstances beyond your control will bring you and your crew to an even stranger world on the other side of the clouds. First impressions are that the game is undeniably very pretty. The storyline and quests sound interesting, and the combat looks really fun. And the great thing about this game is it's got some real surprises in store. "20,000 Leagues Above the Clouds" is due for release in June 2018 and available on PC and Mac. From Arkham Games comes AI War 2, the sequel to the groundbreaking 2009 game AI War Fleet Command. The original AI War was generally well received, but was criticised for being overly complex, having too steep a learning curve, and having pretty lacklustre graphics. Well, the sequel aims to change all of that, and there seems to be a demand for it. The Kickstarter, launched in 2016, was fully funded in the first 22 hours. The game was originally slated to go into early access in May of 2017, but has been delayed and should now go into early access in the first quarter of 2018. Hardcore RTS fans should definitely check this game out, but I would suggest check out some reviews after the game's launched before you decide whether to buy it or not. Empires of the Undergrowth is an ant colony management game, and it's definitely one that you should check out.
Ants. They're organized, industrious, and hungry.
Empires of the Undergrowth entered early access on the 1st of December 2017, and since then it's received overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. And that's despite this being in very early access and not having all that much content. Now, the question is why? And the answer is really, really simple. The developer has made this game really, really fun. As well as more missions, the developer's also working on a free play mode, which will make this game even better.
In the end, only one colony will secure victory over the Outworld and take its place amongst the great empires of the Undergrowth.
It's available only on PC in Steam Early Access. It's fast, it's furious, it's Ancestors' Legacy. The game is set in the Middle Ages during the 10th to 12th centuries, and you can play as Vikings, Anglo-Saxons, Germans or Slavs. It combines resource management and base building with large-scale squad-based battles across vast battlefields. The game's most notable feature has to be the ride-along cinematic battle camera view that puts you right in the centre of the action, right up close and personal with all the blood and gore. It creates a really immersive atmosphere. Along with a single-player campaign, the game also offers a competitive online multiplayer mode. It's currently in beta but we've still yet to hear a final release date. Ancestors Legacy will be released on PC and Xbox One.
The Empire, long divided, must unite. A great dynasty burns, and tyrants rule over the ashes. As the light dims, shadows grow ever darker. Ambition corrupts the future, and harmony shatters in the flames of turmoil. Yet from the cinders, the powerful and righteous emerge. The Empire, long united, must divide, and destiny be shaped by its champions.
This is Forge Battalion, and if you're a fan of the Command & Conquer series, oh, you are gonna love this. The game is developed by Petroglyph, and that studio is full of game makers that used to work on the old Command & Conquer series. The game's set towards the end of the 21st century, and the creators have depicted a dystopian future where climatic changes have devastated the planet and weakened the world's superpowers. Now that's allowed for the birth of a powerful military organisation known as the Collective, and they are opposed by a rebel group. Does that sound familiar? Now while the game does have a distinct Command & Conquer feel to it, the creators have implemented some fresh concepts here. For example, your military units are not predefined. You have to design them by selecting from a whole range of different skeletons, engines, components and weapons. As you progress through the game, you'll unlock more and more branches of the game's complex technology tree, and you'll gradually acquire access to better and better parts. You can build infantry, tanks, planes and even mechs. Forge Battalion offers a solo story campaign as well as multiplayer skirmishes for up to 8 players, and there's also a co-op mode included. Forge Battalion is currently in early access and due for a full release in 2018, and it's available for PC. What do you get if you take a Victorian steampunk theme, throw in a big dollop of colony management, add some genuinely engaging gameplay, render the whole thing in stunning 4K graphics, and finally load it up with more zombies than you can possibly imagine? You get They Are Billions. And this isn't some mindless tower defense game. This has got colony management, it's got resource gathering, you've got to build all kinds of buildings, you can upgrade them all. And the zombies are intelligent. They smell, they listen. If you make a noise, they'll come to it. If you kill some of them to access a resource deposit, 100 of them will come to investigate. But I don't have to tell you about all that. Just look at it! They Are Billions is currently in early access and available only on PC. One of my favourite franchises, Total War, is visiting one of my favourite periods in history.
I have been patient, Lord.
The reign of Alfred the Great, King of Wessex.
I abide the presence of heathens, so there might be peace.
If you like TV shows like The Vikings and The Last Kingdom, this is going to be right up your alley.
Oaths were broken. I forgave. I even lined their pockets. But the Danes will not be sated.
The action takes place in 9th century England. Alfred the Great has just defeated the Danes, led by King Guthrum, and the British Isles has entered a period of relative stability. But as the kings of England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland start to vie for power, the Norse warlords seize the opportunity and join the fight.
It is the Kingdom of Wessex! And my divine rule.
Total War Saga, Thrones of Britannia will be released in 2018 on PC only. Based on the amazing Dieselpunk universe created by Polish concept artist Jakub Rosalski, this is Iron Harvest.
It's been 2 years since the Great War. The first mechanized conflict in history.
The game presents an alternative history of Europe in the early 20th century.
They called it the war to end all wars.
In addition to planes in the air and prototype tanks, soldiers are accompanied into battle by giant walking machines.
If you ask me, get ready to fight.
This is the latest pre-alpha footage, and it's just demonstrating the world that the developers are creating and how it behaves. Look at that chimney fall. That is incredible. And they've really captured the feeling of that original concept art. I mean, it really does look amazing. I seriously think this game could be something very special. We haven't got a date yet for the full release, but there should be a 1v1 multiplayer available in the spring of 2018, and the game will be available on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. The fourth fully fledged installment of the famous series Age of Empires has been announced. Unlike previous games in the series that were developed by the now defunct Ensemble Studios, Age of Empires 4 was developed by Relic Entertainment, a studio that's created games like Company of Heroes, Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War. Now, Relic have a slightly checkered past, with some of their games needing quite a lot of polish after release, but obviously Microsoft are still in charge of the project, so I think there's room for cautious optimism, although I won't be rushing out to pre-order this. Probably the best news is that Microsoft have promised that the new game will stay faithful to the mechanics of its predecessors. As well as getting to play the familiar European, Asian and Arabian nations, it looks like we're going to be getting some forays into South America with the Conquistadors facing off against the Aztecs, and in North America with the British up against the Native Americans. And I think it's safe to say that this is going to be the most eagerly anticipated RTS game of 2018. The release date is still to be announced, and it will be available only on PC. That's it for this top 10. What were your favourites? Leave me a comment, hit that like button, and remember to subscribe for more top 10s and trailers. As always, a massive thank you to my patrons for making this all possible, and I'll catch you for the next one. Peace out.